Hey, what's up guys? RJ here, back with another video. This time I want to take a look at the new Z-Wave switches being offered by HomeSeer Technologies. A quick review, if you will, with a little how-to in the middle. Are they worth your money, time, and energy? Or just more junk being peddled by the home automation frenzy? I'll answer that by first going over what I like about the switches, what I don't like about them, and finally my conclusion. I will not be going over the installation of these switches as I believe they're self-explanatory. And if it's not, well, you might want to think about calling in a professional to install them for you. Pro tip, don't be like this guy.
Super dangerous, don't try it at home. Let me demonstrate. If I plug it into the
And make sure you turn off and confirm there's no electricity anywhere in the box before proceeding. Okay, so let's get started. Welcome back. Let's first go over some of the overall technical aspects of the switches. These are Z-Wave protocol switches. In other words, you will need to have a Z-Wave interface, an application that can receive and interpret the Z-Wave communications to use them. I use HomeSeer's ZNet as my Z-Wave interface, along with their Pro Automation application running on a low-powered i5 computer. This is the same computer that also handles my Blue Iris video camera system. All of the new HomeSeer switches are dimensionally identical to the standard GE Jasco ZW4001 type switches. I'll put the dimensions in the description of the video. All three switches require a load neutral to be present in the switch box to function. The part number nomenclature is as follows. Let's take the dimmer for example. The part number is HS-WD-100+. The HS stands for HomeSeer, the WD stands for wall dimmer, and the 100+ is a model identifier with the Z-Wave Plus certification. So another example would be the HSWA100+. The WA stands for wall accessory, meaning you would use this in a multi-way installation with either the wall switch or the wall dimmer. The dimmer and switch utilize the newer 500 series Z-Wave module and are both Z-Wave certified. Both the switch and the dimmer have a new central scene class, which gives the switches great new functionality, including instant status update, double and triple press and hold event triggers. More on that later. For HomeSeer users, there are three devices created on inclusion. A node, where you can access the Z-Wave functionality, a scene device for event triggering, and a switch device for direct load control. A small note, if you're already a HomeSeer user, you will need to update the Z-Wave plugin in HomeSeer to the latest version for these switches to work properly. More on that later. So let's start with the dimmer, which again is part number HS-WD-100+, which utilizes a forward phase control system. I'll put more information in the description and a link to the different types of light dimming control systems. The dimmer has a nice solid rocker activation paddle along with a 7 LED light level indicator to the left of the paddle, and currently is only available in white. That also goes for the standard switch, well, and the accessory switch. The only offerings at this point as far as color are white. The angle of the paddle is more pronounced over the standard GE Jasco switches, giving it, in my opinion, a better strike feel. The dimmer switch has a safety interlock on the front that prevents the switch from being activated via your home automation system. While changing a light bulb or working on a fixture, you really want to make sure that light doesn't pop on. Maybe not so much for changing a light bulb, but definitely for working on the fixture. And it's probably best practice to turn the the power off anyway. But the little interlock makes it nice and handy. So let's take a quick look at setting up an event in HomeSeer using the device created on inclusion. Okay, so here are the 3 devices that are created on inclusion for the dimmer. As you can see, the Z-Wave, and I've already renamed these to fit my home automation system. Let's take a look at each real quick. If you look at the light node, you'll see 4 tabs across. We're specifically interested in the Z-Wave tab, where you can use the standard functions for the Z-Wave system in HomeSeer, and the 2, or I guess 3 Z-Wave settings specific to the dimmer. Of course, you can reverse the switch with the top paddle turns load on, or the bottom that turns load on, and then ramp control for the dimming. Currently, the timer is not working correctly, and that said that it will be corrected in I guess the next firmware update. So the only actual feature that's functioning here in changing the ramp rate is the step. Of course, the faster or the higher the number, the faster the step, the more steps it takes rather, when you manually, or I guess better, locally use the switch. And of course, you can set the how the device responds to on-off commands. So now that we're done taking a look at that, let's take a look at the scene trigger device. There's not a whole lot to it. Of course, these are all of the statuses. I guess that's a word, statuses that are available for the scenes. And you have, of course, key pressed. For the scene 01 are the on or up paddle, and the scene 02 is the lower or off paddle. So you can see there's press, released, held down, press twice, and press 3 times. So a double tap and a triple tap. And then the corresponding icons for them. And then, of course, you have the direct load control device, which you can turn the switch off, dim to a certain level, or use last level. And then, of course, you have the direct load control device, which you can turn the switch off, dim to a certain level, or use last level. Of course, in this case, it was 100% on. So let's quickly take a look at creating, say, a triple tap dim for the switch control here in the office. So go over to the events tab, and under mine we'll go under lighting control and create a new event, and we'll just call this, I don't know, test, trip dim on. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll take a look at the trigger, or what actually causes the event, or in this case will be the device value changes and becomes, and then we'll look at the downstairs bedroom, and we're going to select
and becomes, we'll do on, triple tap, and then we'll control the device, which again will be the switch. The little switch, and we'll go, let's do something really low. Let's do 25%. All right, so let's go take a look at how that works. I'll be right back.
Okay, so I think the first thing we'll do is turn the light off. And now that the light's off, we will use a triple tap to turn the light on to 25% dim as we programmed in the event for the scene device. So let's go ahead and try it. 1, 2, 3. And it should turn on 25% as you see here. Now, if you want to just dim the light less, just press and hold the upper section of the paddle. If you want to dim more, hold the lower section of the paddle. And you can literally program these switches. Wow, with the combination of the three, just the on, the double tap, and the triple tap, you can program these switches to do all kinds of things. And a triple tap. Currently, I have the upper double tap to return to the previous lighting, or the dim level rather. So let's go ahead and see if that works. I think we just saw it work, but let's try it again. So I'll turn the light off. So the previous level was full on, no dimming. So I'll double tap and we get full on, no dimming. Now, if I triple tap, we go to 25%. I'll turn it off, and then I'll double tap the upper, and it should go to 25%. There you go. Pretty awesome. Moving on, the part number for the wall switch is HS-WS-100+, and shares the same physical and functional characteristics of the dimmer without the dimming and safety interlock capabilities. And last and least, the part number for the accessory switch is HS-WA-100+, which shares all the physical characteristics of the dimmer and switch, but must be used with either in a multi-way installation. This accessory switch does not function as a standalone switch and must be used with either. So here are some of the things I like about the switches. Physical installation is pretty straightforward and easy, providing you have a neutral in the switch box. Inclusion is painless, providing you have the latest Z-Wave plug-in version. Instant status and the communication is 100% rock solid in my testing. I have not had one missed event due to the communications. The extra tap features are fantastic and really add some great functionality possibilities to your home automation system. I also like the safety interlock that is included with the dimmer switch, which leads me to what I don't like about these switches. I don't like the missing safety interlock on the standard switch. I don't like coated ground screws. What is up with these manufacturers and them coating the ground screw? It makes it very difficult to drive that screw down. Pro tip, before installing the switch, make sure you drive that ground screw down and up a few times. It's a lot easier to install it away from the wall, or to drive that screw down away from the wall, than when it gets close to the wall with the other wires connected to it. So thirdly, and the most problematic to some, In my setup, the dimmers cause what I call an LED bulb buzz. Whew, that's a mouthful. LED bulb buzz. Anyway, I've tried 4 different bulbs, and even with the Cree BA19, which is on their compatibility list, I get this very slight buzz. At about 80% dim. So from 100% on, just down slightly to 80, the buzz will start, and it gets more pronounced as the dimming is increased. It's a very slight buzz, and I'm not exactly sure if it's just something going on with my wiring. However, I will say that this buzzing did not take place on my old dimmer, which was a conventional dimmer. It wasn't Z-Wave in one of the rooms. So I'm not sure what's going on exactly. But again, it's very, very slight, and it's not really a problem for me. I just thought I would point it out. And that's about it, guys. There's not a whole lot I don't like about these switches. I really had to nitpick with the interlock and the ground screw complaint. So in conclusion, these new switches by HomeSeer will allow you to easily add new great versatility and control to your home automation. Just think, install one of these switches at each of your entry door light switches as a security or panic device. Program on a triple tap to set off your security system or to silently set it off. It only seems to me that you're only limited by your imagination. Bottom line is, these are not junk at all and are a serious contender in the Z-Wave switch market. I really think you're gonna like these switches. I don't know yet if they will work with other home controllers, automation controllers like Vera, SmartThings. So your mileage may vary if you're not using the HomeSeer system. So if you've installed some of these switches, let me know in the comments how you're using them. I bet there are a million ways you can use these switches. Okay, so this will be the last reminder. I promise. In June, probably toward the end of June, I'll be teaming up with another channel to announce a collaborative series that is going to involve you, our subscribers. So if you're not already subscribed and you want to be notified of future videos, get subscribed now. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button. On that note, I think we're done here. I hope to see you in the next one. Take care, guys.